So today we're doing 7 exercises to help relieve upper cross syndrome. Upper cross syndrome is when you end up with a forward head posture, your shoulders start rounding forward and you look a bit like Quasimodo. We get asked quite a lot how often you should do these kind of exercise routines, and I say this kind in particular do about 3 times a week. But when it comes to corrective exercise, it's a 4-step process and I'll take you through it piece by piece. First step is to inhibit the muscle, which is called self-myofascial release. I normally use a foam roller, but for this exercise routine we're doing one where it just requires you to massage the muscles in your neck, and that'll be the first exercise that we're showing you now, which is sternocleidomastoid neck massage. All you're going to do is turn around, and the sternocleidomastoid, you can locate it there and it goes all the way around to the collarbone. All we're going to do is pinch and rub this area 30 to 6 seconds to a minute. If you feel any pulses underneath it, or tenderness, be careful, because you do have blood vessels going to the brain from here. But again, you can see all I'm doing is rubbing it, pinching it, and you find that this is a really good way of just releasing the stiffness in front of the neck, which will help make the rest of this routine more effective and easier. And I trust my lovely assistant behind the camera to tell me when 30 seconds are up. And I can't see her hands, so if she could just tell me when 30 seconds are up, would be fantastic.
Okay.
And then you change it again, just the muscle that goes around there. All you're going to do is rub it, pinch it. If I have to look down away from the camera at any point, I have some teaching points on the floor just to make sure that I get everything correct. Because even though I do this for a living, when you're in front of a camera, it's not always easy to make sure that everything's on point. We're all human, we all make mistakes, and for the sake of these videos I'd rather not make any obvious mistakes that could cause injury. So upper cross syndrome starts when you're sat at a desk for a long period of time, and is becoming more common with our daily lifestyles. A lot of people have it these days, especially now we spend a lot of time looking down at smartphones or working on computers, even reading a book. So what these exercises combined do is help relieve the symptoms of upper cross syndrome, which is pain in the upper back, pain in the chest, tension, headaches, and it'll help return us to a more natural posture, which should make everyday tasks a lot more comfortable. So as I said, the first exercise was inhibition, which is what we've just done with the self-massage. Now the second set of exercises in a corrective exercise routine are called lengthening exercises. So lengthening exercises are more commonly called stretches. Now the first stretch we're going to do is the levator scapular stretch. Now the levator scapula is one of the muscles that helps support your head and your neck. So all you're going to do is bring your arm behind your back like so. Now you tilt your head and your nose towards the opposite side of the body, so you should feel a stretch on here. We're going to hold it here for 30 seconds again, you should feel that stretch all the way down your neck. Then we're going to repeat it on the opposite side. I do apologise that I'm not the best looking model, but I thought it'd be better to have a real person than some sort of chiseled Achilles. Or is it Adonis? Jeanette, you know your Greek mythology.
It's Adonis, but you know, who am I? 10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Well, our name comes from Norse mythology, which is the one that I know more about. So, again, remember, have that shoulder behind you. If you want to make this even more effective, bring your hand over your head and you bring your head into the stretch a bit more with this other hand, and you'll find it stretches more towards the top of the levator scapula. The levator scapula, by the way, is the muscle that is used to raise and lower your shoulder girdle and attach to the collarbone, which is also known as the scapula. Education.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
Just check everything off a bit. I feel quite nice and loose in my shoulders right now. The next one is going to be the sternocleidomastoid stretch. Now the sternocleidomastoid is that muscle that we were on about earlier that helps support the head, which is the one that we've just turned off by poking and pinching it in. So for this stretch, you sit on your hand and you tilt your head away from that shoulder, like so. Now you turn towards the hand you're sitting on with the rest of your body, So you now feel the stretch go all the way through it while keeping your head facing the other shoulder. This is a very weird position to be in, but trust me, you'll feel the stretch. And if you don't trust me, why are you watching these videos? Again, we're holding this for 30 seconds, and I'm trusting that Jeanette's better at counting than I am.
I'm using your clock.
What, the one on the camera?
No, the one in your head.
Oh.
10, 9, 8, 7, 6, 5, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Come out, get off of your hand, it might smell a bit now. Sit on your other hand, turn your head towards the other side, bring your body around towards that side where you sat on the hand. You'll feel it again, in the neck, and around there. I would feel very strange doing these because, well, it's not a normal position to be in, is it? Holding it for 30 seconds.
Halfway there. Five, 4, 3, 2, 1.
Going to stretch everything off again, shake it all down. The next one that we're going to go on to now is called a chest stretch, which, as you can guess, stretches the chest. Now, when you've got upper cross syndrome and your shoulders start to round forwards and everything like this, what happens is that all the weight of your neck that should be balanced going straight down through the cervical spine, through the spinal cord in the correct posture, is moved forward and over onto the chest muscles, which become shorter and tighter. So that means that we've got to lengthen these back out again. All the exercises that we're doing for lengthening, these are the muscles that are becoming very tight when we're hunched forwards, so we're loosening those off, and then we'll go into the next stage after this, which is isolating and tightening the opposite muscles, so stretching the front of the neck and the chest, and then we're going to tighten the muscles in the back and the back of the neck. So for a chest stretch, all we do is sit up straight away from the chair. You can probably see that I don't actually touch the back of the chair. Now you bring your arms out to the side, and then you stick your chest out as hard as you can, pulling those arms backwards as you do so. Bring your neck back in line as well, and hold there for 30 seconds. And sometimes it looks as though you're pretending to be, what's the name of statue of Jesus in Rio de Janeiro?
It's the Saviour, isn't it?
Christ the Saviour.
Christ the Saviour.
Yeah. So do your best Christ the Saviour impression.
5, 4, 3, 2, 1. Rest.
So you should feel the stretch going all the way across there, and you'll also feel a little bit of tightening between the shoulder blades if you squeeze them together while you're doing this. But the next phase of these exercises is the isolation exercises. Isolation means that we're working that muscle by itself, and then what we're doing is tightening it all up. So the first exercise that we're going to do for that is called a chin tuck. That works all the muscles at the back of the neck there and helps bring the head back into correct alignment. If you have rheumatoid arthritis or osteoarthritis or anything that affects the neck and neck pains, this is another really good exercise to bring everything back into balance and help relieve pain. Now all you're going to do is press 2 fingers on the bottom of your chin, and you'll be happy to know that I have to shut up for this one. Now gently tuck your chin in, retracting everything back. So what you do is you gently tuck your chin in and retract your head backwards, and at the same time use your fingers to keep the chin tucked in. We're going to hold it there for 3 to 5 seconds, relax, and then repeat 15 times. Normally we do this for multiple sets, but for the sake of the video I'm just going to show you once.
Okay, twice. Okay.
Okay, I mean I'm going to go through a full set once.
Right. Oh, I see.
Yeah, I wouldn't. So forward position, 2 fingers on there. Back position. 2. 4. 6. 8.
7.
8. 9. 11. 12. 13. 14, 15. And relax, just shake your neck off a bit. Jeanette's burst out into hysterics. When you're doing these exercises, you look like an absolute prat. I'm not going to lie to you, but these are really effective ways of doing it. Have some fun while you're doing it. If you do this in an office environment and you're all doing it together, it's a brilliant laugh. So the next exercise is called a shoulder blade squeeze. And you have to start by maintaining a chin tuck position. You have to start by maintaining a chin tuck.
We need to become a Dalek.
I'm just trying to break as many copyright rules as I can today. So all you're going to do this time is start sitting up straight in your chair and maintain a chin tuck position with your chest up. So, like so. Now, as your chest sticking out, a bit like when you're doing the chest stretch, what you're going to do is rest both arms down by your sides. So, like this. Then you're going to rotate your hands out so your thumbs face backward and squeeze your shoulder blades in together. Hold that position for 3 to 5 seconds. 2, 3. Bring it all the way back to the start. And then repeat 15 times. Breathe out. Breathe in. Breathe out. Breathe out. And breathe in. I think that's been 15.
Yes, be 15.
So that's how you do a shoulder blade squeeze. By squeezing your shoulder blades together, that shortens those muscles that are elongated in the back of the shoulders. So these become elongated as become more comfortable sitting forwards. Isolating them and activating them, forcing your shoulder blades to squeeze together, and shortening these muscles will help over time bring your shoulders back into correct alignment. If you do this exercise routine regularly, up to 3 times a week, what you'll see is an improvement in the first month, but normally it can take 12 to 16 weeks to get to anywhere near normal posture, and if you have other underlying conditions you may need to look for a more bespoke routine, but in general this is a really good way of correcting upper cross syndrome and forward head posture. The final exercise in any corrective exercise routine is called an integration exercise. So an integration exercise is where you get multiple muscles working together in synergy and activating in the correct order. So integrating everything again, because what has happened is that as your body's become more used to this altered biomechanical position, the way that your nerves fire and the muscles activate has changed. So what we have to do now is actively force the muscles to work together in the correct order. So for this one, we're going to start with a desk angel. I've not got a desk in front of me you can see, but it's called a desk angel anyway. And this exercise is going to help bring all the shoulders back into alignment, get all the muscles working together. And it looks really easy from a video, but I think Jeanette can attest that this is quite a painful exercise. Now you'll feel this workout even if you're a bodybuilder. This is a really, really good way of just rebuilding the muscles in your shoulders, getting everything working together. And you'll be happy to know it's the last exercise in this routine. Again, we're going to be doing 2 sets of 15 of this 1 to 3 sets, but for the video purpose, we're just going to film 1. So sit up your chair, straight in your chair with perfect posture, of course, which as you can see I don't always have. Now you're going to keep your arms at shoulder level with a 90, that's 90 degrees Jeanette, 90 degrees, with a 90-degree bend in them. Squeezing your shoulder blades together as you do so. And I'm looking forward because I'm just making sure I'm checking the teaching points properly because this is quite a complicated exercise. Now keeping your head and torso stationary, you're going to move your hands overhead like so, straightening them out, squeezing the top of the shoulder blades together as you do so. Then bring them back and try and keep it so that your arms are in line with your ears as you do so at the bottom. My fingertips should be in line with my earlobes.
Yes.
And squeeze the shoulder blades together still. Bring them all the way back up to the top. Controlled motion. Breathe out as you bring them down. And in as you bring them up. Remember, maintain that squeeze in the shoulder blades throughout. I've dislocated my shoulder several times and this is a really painful exercise for me. It's still part of my current rehabilitation process, which I will continue for the rest of my life. but you'll feel this around the joint. How many is that, Jeanette?
8. This is your 8th.
You can see that this is an
9.
exercise that requires quite a lot of concentration and coordination as you're doing it.
10.
To make it a little bit harder, bring your head into a chin tuck.
And stomach like a darling. 12.
You can also imagine that you're doing breaststroke.
13. 14. And one more.
So that's been 7 exercises to help alleviate upper cross syndrome. Really good for pain between the shoulder blades. If you work at a desk, look at a smartphone all day, sit watching TV, all these different things. Even if you're reading a book, you're going to end up with forward head posture. So all I can recommend you do is go and have a go at this. If you've got any questions, drop us a message. But we've been Simon and Jeanette from Roots of Yggdrasil, and this is our first video designed to teach people how to deal with corrective exercise for upper back problems. Thank you for your time.